right, says I am live. All right, looks like Tim's already here. Thanks for joining. Let's see, I'll probably go. Okay, there we go. All right, so people are rolling in. There's Bean Boy. Let's see, Celine Driver, number one troll killer's here. Anonymous Watch Guy. Von Cruel is here. Chris from the Watch Lounge is here. Jeremy J, good evening. Got the Seiko GMT SSK003 on. Mr. Floridian is here. Got some other regulars. Leslie's here. Nice hat. Yeah. Well, I mean, I figured I'd wear my Baltimore Orioles hat because we're going to have, hopefully, if everything goes well, we'll have Alan Tsao from Tsao Baltimore Watch on for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or something like that. I have a few questions for him. And then if you guys want to interact with him and ask a few questions, we can do so as well. Of course, Tim is wearing his new Zodiac Pan Am. That's really cool. MM10 has the new Furlan Mari Salmon Sector. I haven't seen that. Well, I think you posted up a picture of that on the Discord. Let's see, Michael's here. Yeah, Celine Driver, but is Floridian in Florida today? Hard to say. Floridian is, yeah, he's all over the place. Let's see, Homer's here. Richard's here. Greg Wood is here. I missed a bunch of comments here. Chris from the Watch Lounge says, "What do you think of the Seiko video I posted today? Didn't get a chance to watch it yet, Chris. I did see the thumbnail though. It's I think the SARB 017, the Alpinist. I did see it post up. So let's see. Floridian said yes. He's in Jacksonville, headed to Naples tomorrow. Hopefully you swing by, or if you have time, hopefully you swing by Exquisite Timepieces again." Yeah, and Billy Beanboy says, "Got to have the Tsao on tonight for this event." 100%. That's awesome. Yeah, you picked up the orange one, just like a few other members in the Discord have. I have one. So it's from the Legacy series. Very cool watch. Dr. Bob's Nightmare met up with me in San Francisco. He's rocking the SBDX 023, Go Big or Go Home. That's really cool. Brave Sailor's here. Let's see. What does Matthew say here? Matthew says, "I am a new Floridian. Just moved from Virginia." Very cool. Calico Basin's here. Always good to see you on here. And I'm sporting a Casio World Timer, says Michael. Let's see. Jason Design says, "It's my second week working with watches as my full-time job." Oh, I didn't know you made that transition. I guess I'll have to tune into your channel to follow up on that. James Duffy's here. Also met up with him in San Francisco. Great to see you on the stream. Hi, everybody's still working. So just listening in, that works. Yeah, a lot of comments. So I'm trying to keep up. So rocking the new, let's see right here. Mitch Maddox says rocking the new Black Bay 58 from Andrew Q. Probably got a good deal on that used. So that's really cool. Let's see. Does it tell me how many people are in here? 53. It says 53. Okay. So. I'm wearing my fair. Nathan says he's wearing his fair Hekla stainless steel this morning. Paul says he picked up a Tsao watch in Austin for Microlux last year. 36 millimeter, wears great. Tonight wearing the Eterna 4 hand. So I'm actually wearing a Seiko Turtle. So this is a, I think it's a special edition Turtle. This is that one that VP of sales in Seiko gave me right off his wrist. So that was really cool meeting up with him. Dr. Bob's has a suggestion for Jason. Maybe put some cats in your video. Kind of random, maybe. I don't know. Maybe cats are good for video. I don't know. Let's see. Ray buttering me up says, just wanted to say I really enjoy your content. I appreciate it. Really great stuff. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. Dane says no cats. So I was in real quick. I want to catch people up. I know there's still people rolling in on the show, but I'm going to catch people up because I did post up a couple of videos. I was in Newport, Rhode Island this last weekend. I just got back Sunday, so Evan Saltzman's flew me out there, visited the store, went to a Breitling Top Time event, very cool event, and met Richard and the whole crew at the store. It was great to hang out with those guys for sure. Of course, we hung out, we talked watches. There was people coming and going nonstop. Got to talk to some of their customers, but it was really cool to touch base with everyone there. So like Charlie, the veteran of the sales team there, I talked to Charlie quite a bit. There's Jake, Tim, Jared, and Dave were all there. So it's and then I even got to meet Evan's dad at the event too. He was wearing a great two-tone Breitling as well. So yeah, there was 3 cars there. Excuse me, I'm gonna dry out. I'm gonna probably lose my voice. All right, so I want to share. I want to share my screen because I want to show you. How do I do this? I think I can do that. Okay, so here's I just clicked on the Saltzman's website in case you guys haven't used them. Saltzman's has 2 locations, both in Rhode Island, one closer to Providence and Camden, and then the one I went to in Newport, which is a beautiful area, and that's where they're like all watches are, right? So, real quick, I'm going to highlight a comment. Notice just chimed in. So, Notice watches. It's Wes or Cullen, I'm assuming. Says, was great to see you in San Francisco. Looking forward to your trip to Long Beach. He's referring to I will be going to Long Beach, California to meet up with Mimo and maybe set something up with Notice as well at the end of August. So, but if you go to the website here on Saltzman's, we can click on all their different watches. Some of these I did not see. They might not be at the location that I was at. Like I didn't see G-Shock 420. They had Michelle Raymond Wheel. Tag Heuer was there. I didn't see BIA. Hamilton, Movado. I don't know what retired is, but I want to maybe do that one day. Tissot wasn't at that location. Citizen was there. Oris was there. So I think you can buy some of these online. For example, like if you wanted to pick up an Oris or something, I think you can buy these online, some of them. So, but really, I think for Saltzman's, I think it would be good to maybe make that phone call, touch base with, one of the salespeople that I mentioned, and go something that route. And they definitely don't sell Tag or Breitling online. That's like an agreement they have with those brands. They don't allow ADs to do that. So, but if you're looking for any of those brands, definitely it's something to look at. Hit up Richard and the crew at Saltzman, tell them I sent you, and negotiate the best deal possible. So just wanted to mention that real quick. But if we look at the Breitling real quick, because it basically just takes you to their website, they had this one in the display cabinet, this mint dial Navi. They sold that like right after I did that video because it showed up in my video when I did it. Literally some guy, just random, I think it was a customer of theirs already, but he came in and picked it up. I thought that was really cool. So, but if you look at the Top Time models, I want to show those. They're down here a little bit. There we are. So we had all of these at the show. It was awesome, right? So we had the Corvette, which is a deep, deep red. We had the Ford Mustang, which is that really deep green, shiny color. And then the Cobra is a little bit different. These all have the BL1 based chronographs in them, but the Cobra actually has a little emblem here instead of another register at the 6 o'clock. So cleans up the dial a little bit and gives it room for that. But for some reason, I was drawn to the Thunderbird one. This one, I don't know why. This one was my favorite, even though it didn't have as much pop as the other colors. This was my pick, maybe because it also incorporates that red leather strap, and then it has the yellow backing on it. But they have really cool display case backs as well, and these are automatics. So, and then it has the Thunderbird coloring on there. So, pretty cool watch indeed. So, Jason says the Cobra is the darling of those. Yeah, I think a lot of people were actually drawn to the Cobra. All right, we're going to get out of that. We're going to just go back here. So, but I just wanted to show that real quick. I think we have a which, let's see, was Shannon says, "Hey Rob, I watched your video the other day on the Island. I think the Islander GMT watch. After seeing that, I purchased one, and it is a great watch. Thank you." Yes, you're welcome. I think Mark has those. Can you see me over there? Priced so low that it's a heck of a deal. YZ80 Chris says he likes the red line on the tacky scale. Yeah, a little pop of color really goes good. Larry C's checking in. You're not late, Larry. I actually have. I boxed up your box. I have it right here with your watches. I need to tomorrow. I need to do a shipping day. I got to ship out like 3 watch tour watches. I got to ship out your watches. I got a bunch of stuff to ship out, so I'll probably do all that tomorrow. How durable? Let's see. How durable is a Breitling? Can you knock it around? Doesn't seem like it. I don't think you should knock any watch around. Maybe a G-Shock. So as far as durability on them, I mean, the divers are going to be tougher than the chronographs. Chronographs are, I mean, inherently fragile. There's a lot more parts. There's a lot more moving components of a chronograph. So I'd be careful to, get rough with a chronograph. I wouldn't recommend anybody doing that. What was your favorite? Paul's asking, what was my favorite watch at the wind-up? Biggest surprise? I get asked that all the time. I was even talking to Mark at Long Island Watch about that. And honestly, I don't know that I really have a favorite watch per se. I did only buy one watch, and it was that Momentum CQ quartz watch. This is a strap, have it orange camo strap, but that was the one that I bought, but it was super affordable. So that might have been part of my decision making process as well. Biggest surprise would be more so how large the show has gotten and how many people go there. So it's pretty nuts. It's pretty awesome. Let's see. Larry sees say I could keep them for a giveaway. No, man, you need to you should hold on to them or sell them or something like that. So we don't need to give them away. So let's see. Great strap. Fed says he likes Dane likes the camel strap. I think that's the symbol for when you really like something. I think that's what that means. Calico says, I went to buy a watch, but my offer was turned away by many. I'm sure there's a little more story than that. Oh, okay. So Mitch means the Super Ocean he meant, not the Chronos from. I don't know. I've had quite a few, not quite a few, but I've had 2 or 3 Super Oceans, some Colts, and I'm very gentle with my watches, so maybe I'm the wrong person to ask about that. Yeah, I never had any problem with them, but I don't bang my watches around. So Dane wants to know, is it possible to time out the host? It is not possible to time out the host. I think a library on the wall, maybe. What is that? A library on the wall. Yeah, those watches back there, that's part of the library, and then of course I have the IKEA build assembly over there. So let's see. At wind up, did you handle? Let's see. Okay, Mr. S. Campbell says, at Windup, did you handle Laurier's Astro Cosmic Blue? I did not. You know what? I didn't stop really at the Laurier booth. There's quite a few booths that I probably should have spent more time at, and I just didn't. But I'm going to the Chicago show, so I try to mix them up a little bit. I get pulled in so many different directions at those shows, so it's difficult to do. And then, yeah, just is what it is. Let's see. Calico says the Louisville meetup is coming. That is coming soon. I don't know where the chips are. I think they're somewhere else, but so that is coming in a couple of weeks. What do you think of Fairer? Asked Mike K. I think they make some really fun looking, colorful watches. And I would like to work with the brand to have them on the show, but I'm not going to go buy them. So, okay, here you go. Fedora Gent says he did handle that Laurier. He said it feels like a falcon. Interesting. So he did handle it. Let's see. When going to these events, I want to purchase a watch. Here's a good question. Isaac says, when going to these events and want to purchase a watch, is it cash only? I don't even know if they would take cash. I think they typically take card. Some of them might take PayPal or Venmo, but most of them take credit card. Let's see here. Ned Flanders says, Rob, whenever I think I have too many watches, I just view one of your videos and I feel better. That is, I might be misleading you because, like me personally, like it's not like I have a lot of watches. The channel has a lot of watches, so you got to like call it something else. Okay, so Tim did actually buy at least one watch or more. He says they don't take cash; they take card. So there you go. And did I hand out those poker chips? I handed out quite a few of these at the San Francisco show. These are the San Francisco chips. And then I have, I'm working with Calico. I'm going to probably order up some Chicago chips. So that'll probably happen. So I'll have Chicago chips, hopefully, for that. And then I have, what else? I forget what else I got going on. We got the Louisville show. That's coming up. That's for the Discord. And then I have Chicago's in July, the wind up, and then I have somebody asked about Mimo's meetup. So that's in Long Beach, California, which will be Mimo's, and I'll announce it because I'll probably allow some locals maybe to come as well. That's towards the end of August. I forget the date exactly. Let's see, a lot of fart jokes going on in the comments. That's interesting. Let's see. Calico says, BS, I paid cash to Zhao in DC, even gave me a watch in return. I don't know if I believe that. Let's see. Jeff says, Rob, no super chat available on these podcasts. There might not be available. I don't know if they are on this one or not because it's being hosted through, I'm like hosting it through StreamYard. So I don't know if it is or not, but don't worry about super chats. Let's see. Mitch says, I want a New York chip. We'll probably do a New York trip too. Floridian says, when is Naples? I got to talk to the crew at Exquisite and maybe we'll set that up this fall, possibly. But as I'm starting to like run all these trips in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen. We'll see. So I did get a super chat. Cowboy Swami sent one over, $4.99. Says, hey, Rob, listen to you all the time. Couldn't buy into Discord again because I got chronic Lyme, but love your content and listen all the time. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Lyme disease is rough, man. I wish you all the best on that one. I know they can wreak havoc on you. So, Canadian Watch Monkey. Hello, Rob. Just added the Zenith El Primero. That's pretty baller. I like those. Those are awesome. Michael says, is the Chicago show in Rosemont, Illinois, or downtown? I don't know the address. It's not like downtown. It's not like on Michigan Ave. I think that'd be technically south of town, which I know the south side of Chicago is not good, but I think it's south of town. I'm not 100% sure. So Chicago's will be on the, oh, okay, right here. Paul says it's on the West Loop. So it's not on the south side. We probably won't get, I don't, crime ridden or something. I don't know. Okay, West Loop. All right, so Mitch Maddock, $2 here. Super chat works for me. Thank you very much. West Loop, I think it said, yes, West Loop. I have another $2 here super chat. Can't afford more. You bled me dry buying watches. So Calico, I'm not going to open it right now. Calico hooked me up. He's in the Las Vegas area, and he went to the Swatch store at New York, and he picked up I forget what moon it is, but the pink moon or whatever, the moons, the Omega moon swatch. Because when I buy moon swatches, I buy Omega moon swatches, but it has like the touch of gold and everything like that. So he picked one up for me too. That's a good buddy right there for sure. So I appreciate it. And he just paid me $2, which is awesome. So let's see, Eric. Oh, I met up with Eric at Saltzman's this weekend. Eric, you're awesome. Thanks for showing up and hanging out for a little bit. I know your girls were trying to pull you because it was like your birthday and stuff going on too. So it says, looking forward to my Saltzman's purchase. I'll send it. Oh, so Eric picked up a really cool Hamilton. They didn't have it at that store. They had it at the other location, but they only had one. And I think my presence hopefully helped Eric out with a nice deal working with Charlie at the counter there. So that was really cool. Let's see, what the heck are you? Super chatting symbol is not. Jeff, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, what did you get? Well, let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll show you what he picked up if I can find it. Because it's a, I don't know if it's a limited edition, but it's definitely a special edition. And it's the khaki scuba. I might have to get off Hamilton Watch. Let me go to Hamilton Watch. I'll share my screen. We'll bring Alan on here, Alan from Tsao here in a second. But we'll show you what Eric picked up. Watches. I think it was a boutique special one or something. Hopefully it's on here. Because he was able to check out the green one. It might not be on. Oh, I think it's this one. Nope, it's not that one. Is it that one? I think the dial's different. Eric, are you on here? Because I know you looked at this one, but I thought this was the one that you wanted. But I swear the dial was different. No, there's more on the dial on the one he picked up. Maybe it's not. I think it's. No, it's not that one either. Shoot, it might not be on here. Because I think it's like a special edition one or something. I legit don't see it on here. Let me go. Actually, we can go. I know where he posted it. I think he posted it on my Discord here somewhere. If we go down to the Saltzman's meetup, there's Eric and I right there. There's the watch that the Evan's dad was wearing. That thing is awesome. That's the watch I was wearing. Where the heck did he post that? Oh, it's right there. Can you guys see that? See how it's different? I can't zoom in on it anymore. So it has a rubber strap and it has that line. It's not even on the Hamilton website. Khaki, Eric says it's the khaki. I don't even know how to say that. Yeah, shoot. Now I really want to see it because that's way different than even any of the other ones on the website. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me get waiting on Alan Rose. I'm going to do it right now. Let me get. Hopefully, I don't screw this up. Let me get the invite over to Alan. Let's see here. Let me get that over to him and see if he can join in. So I just sent it to him, so we'll see if he pops on my screen. Does Christopher Ward charge a duty tax for their watches? Well, to be clear, Christopher Ward doesn't charge. It's your country that you live in, they charge, if that makes sense. So, yeah, and I think is it down to 700? I thought it was 800. That was the running part. Okay, so here's Alan. So I'm going to add Alan, and then we'll make sure it works. So there's Alan. Can you hear me?
Yep. Hey.
All right. So hopefully everything works well. So thanks for joining us, Alan.
How's it going?
Good. Drinking water, staying hydrated. There you go. Got your all your stuff behind you.
All the camera gear up there. Some old winders.
Yeah.
Got a safe over here.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I appreciate. I know it was kind of short notice. You and I talked briefly at the conclusion of the San Francisco wind-up show in the hotel
as
lobby.
I was heading out.
And I presented that idea to you and a few other people, and you were like very receptive. You're like, "Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Let's do it."
So, what are you wearing on your not clothes? Your watch.
Well, this is a green shirt from Target, but this is the Legacy in the Arctic. With a nice matching light blue strap on there.
Excellent. That's your strap for it as well, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you wear like most of your watches like that? Do you wear them with a strap versus the bracelet, or?
It all depends. This was kind of like a grab. Usually I go for the bracelet unless it's kind of like with the rubber straps. Rubber just works really well with the warmer weather, so
yeah,
I'm usually all up on there.
Yeah, I kind of been doing the same thing lately. Even like I have the I think this is a strap habit. The one that you sent me, I have it on a strap habit orange. So
yeah,
pretty much everything's going on strap habit. Actually, I just opened a package. Strap habit just sent me the red camo one.
Oh, nice.
With the black hardware. I'm going to put that on the Canopy watch. I think you actually did you meet Mac and his partner at Microlux? I think you met Canopy.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah,
because you were there as well.
We're at Microlux in Chicago. We're also in District Time too.
District Time, yep. Yep. District Time was an awesome show. That one blew me away.
That's a good show. Yeah, it was. It was what 2 times the size of what was last year. So it's just growing. Yeah, it's a great event.
Yeah, I'll definitely go back to that one. That one was an awesome show. Very much like I don't want to say had wind up vibe to it. It had a more casual wind up vibe to it. So
definitely smaller brands, which is not a bad thing too.
No, not at all.
Which is good. Next year I'll probably host like a dinner or something.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Well, that's kind of your stopping grounds. So
yeah, I figure might as well do it there.
Yeah, I even wore my Orioles hat today.
I see that.
All right. So I have a few questions if you're willing to answer them. and this is just stuff I looked up real quick, but I do kind of remember this because I go back a ways in the watch world as well. And I think the first time I met you was at a Microlux show in Chicago, 2018.
Mm.
I didn't realize though how close that was. That was from your infancy almost
Yeah.
from
It
the
was
watch
like
brand.
a year after I started. Yeah.
Yeah. So in my little bit of research, real quick, I did find out, and I was a Kickstarter fan in the beginning
Mhm.
as well. And I really don't have a problem with Kickstarter
Mhm.
as long as you do your research. But when you started, it looks like you started on that platform,
Yeah. Yep.
Carlsa, right? So your first one, I forget what that one was called. What
The
was that watch
Founders
called?
Edition.
Founders Edition.
Mhm.
Extremely cool case. Still had like, I mean, you can kind of see nods to it everywhere. Like even on your Legacy, it had that like a little bit of body to it on the side, and
Mhm.
then had the cool curved down lugs. Well, you
This
probably
was,
got one sitting right there.
yeah, this is my wife's
Oh,
stuff.
see, that thing is so
Yeah.
cool looking. Yeah. And the crazy part about your Kickstarter is, and I don't know if it was just the timing of things,
Mhm.
but your goal was set at 41,500.
Yeah. Mhm.
In hindsight, maybe that was a modest goal because you quickly hit that $100,000 mark.
Yeah,
Like,
I was surprised. But yeah, the 40,000 was kinda like the minimum what I needed to, make for the actual minimum order quantity.
okay,
I think that was, I think at the time, like 100 units or so.
okay,
So yeah, I was fortunate. I did a lot. So my background is marketing and design. So a lot of my marketing was, pre-launch marketing. So really diving into just collecting emails, getting people interested, going to the forums, talking to people, getting them interested, showing all the value that's in the watch. Because at that time, I also included a watch winder, which is pretty cool. But it was a definitely a pain, just to ship it. That's why we kind of moved towards uh leather travel rolls instead.
yeah, your packaging is still great.
Thanks,
Like
thanks.
it's a legit, really nice watch roll. Like better
Mhm.
than some of the stuff that you buy as just a watch roll.
Yeah, yeah. So
You know what I
it's
mean? And it's
real leather
included
too.
with the purchase of the
Mhm,
watch.
mhm.
So that's so funny to think about that. 2017, your minimum order on that watch was like 100 pieces.
Yeah, but
They-
at the end of the day, I mean, uh, also got some loans after that, but also went into what I made like 600 pieces during that whole yeah.
Do you remember what the price point of the
Oh
when
my
you were
god.
selling
So
them for was?
funny story. Not really funny because it was kind of terrible, but I actually lost maybe $15,000 overall on that entire watch line.
What the hell?
Just
See, this is
because
all the stuff that's behind the scenes that people don't realize.
yeah, I mean, from the outside, huge success, really great. Got the name out there, got a ton of sales, did a killer Kickstarter, yeah. From the front end, looked awesome. Back end, we priced it way too low. I didn't, take into account for, shipping costs. If ever there was an issue, I would pay for the shipping to return to me, repairs, ship it back. If in a perfect world, they would buy it and nothing happened, which is great. But I shipping after the whole shipping cost, I maybe netted $5. So,
Not to mention all your time and everything,
yeah,
but
but at the end of the day, it was a great learning experience, and that kind of helped kickstart Sal Baltimore, and then that's when the Torch Diver, the second watch line, that's why that one did really well,
yeah.
because they already knew that we, have a great product with the Founders Edition, and then moving forward to the second line, the Torch Diver, it's kind of
Did
the
you
next
Kickstarter
evolution of the
that one
company.
too?
Yeah.
You did?
Mhm.
Like the next year? Because my
That was like
thing
2
here
years.
says 2019.
Yeah, it was 2 years.
Okay.
So the 2017 was launch of Founders, 2018 was kinda just inventory sales, existing inventory, and then slowly, gradually launching the Torch Diver after that.
Okay. Because I remember seeing that diver at the Microlux show. You had it there,
Mhm. Mhm.
and there was something unique about the packaging. I can't remember.
That was also a winder. So the winder, it came with a winder that kinda looked like the what was it, the telescope from the submarine?
That's right.
Hmm.
Okay, so you had to have those manufactured too, or something.
Yeah, and the problem with those, when we shipped it, like, it was a great winder, did its job, really cool design. However, they don't do well when shipped, and if the USPS, UPS, FedEx, whatever, they'll just throw the box, right? So someone will be super excited, "My South Baltimore, my torch diver is here." They'll open a package, you're really excited, and see that the winder is broken, but the watch is in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Because the winder is broken, now they have a sour taste in their mouth, and they're like, but it's like, the watch is perfect, but the winder is what did it.
All right.
So we
I
would,
gotta I I gotta pop this up because
Mhm.
the notice guys are commenting here.
Oh, you talking
And
about Wes
and they asked
Cullen?
Alan, "What's the hardest part about running a brand?" That
Dealing
is
with Wes
such
and
a
Cullen.
loaded question.
What's the hardest about running brand? Focus, juggling way too many things. It's just like, any other business really, juggling multiple things at the same time. In my case, it's the family, it's actually the business, the customer service side, creating content, building community, just everything all above, because the business, it's just me running the business. So, um, I'm wearing several different hats, and that's kind of one of the hardest things. And then I'm sure the Notice guys can agree. Just it's a lot to take on when you're doing and dealing with a whole bunch of projects at one time, and the projects may not be related to one another, such as family and business. So it's just tough finding the focus to really dive deep into you know the objective and making sure we accomplish that objective.
So are you putting in I'm assuming you're putting in, like, work every day.
Hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, like, you get up and you do some family stuff, obviously, and then you work.
Yep, yep, and it's like a continuation throughout the entire day, and then well, fortunately, the kids that go to daycare, and then, so I get a few hours on myself, and then work, and then pick up the kids, and then they go to bed probably around this time right now, they're getting ready for bed, and then back at work, talking to manufacturers, talking to probably Notice guys too, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, just catching up with you at the end of the wind-up show at the hotel, like, you brought so many watches too,
I know, it
because
was a
you were
lot.
one of the few that actually brought, inventory to sell
Mhm.
as well.
Well, I wasn't sure what to bring because it was my first windup. So I was messaging, Wes actually from Nux, and then he was like, "Just bring whatever," because you know, uh, for them, dive watches works for them in that at wind up. So I was like, okay, maybe my Constellation series, my dive watch there could do well. But surprisingly, my Legacy 36s did really well. Seeing that in San Francisco, it's usually the smaller wrist, which I had no idea. So that was kind of
Right,
cool to really understand that.
right. There's different markets, I suppose, right?
Yeah,
So,
like in Microlux is generally really good with the Legacy series. So every show's different, and I
yeah.
didn't know what to do, so brought it all.
Yeah. I think there was a few people just that were hanging around with me that actually purchased watches from
Mhm.
you at that
Yeah.
show. And then, of course, Calico, who's in the chat too, he picked up, that Legacy at the
Mhm.
district time.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah,
Well,
me
it
just
was
I was, like, watching you lug all of that luggage, and I'm like and then they're like, I realized, I'm like, "You were by yourself. You have no
yeah.
one helping you. Like, how do you do all that?"
I
And then
mean,
you told
it's
me you snagged someone from a Facebook group
yeah,
to help you?
yeah. I think it was, like, the microbrand Facebook watch group. I was like, "Hey, I'll be at Windup for the first time. Let me know if you live around there and I need some help. I can either give you cash or a watch and call it a day."
How freaking cool is that? And someone stepped up and helped, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So, he goes by Bean Boy, his name is Billy. He caught
Hey,
up with
Bill.
you, he picked up his Camden. I don't you
Mhm.
must have had another
Yeah.
event going on?
Yeah, it was at the, Garrick Jewelers, so one of our retailers. Um, and, yeah, he picked up the Camden orange. He got it sized up, looks good.
Yeah, That's awesome. Yeah.
So the retailer in Hanover, Pennsylvania, they do this event called Scotches and Watches. This year, they usually have like an Oris rep. This year, they had a Hamilton rep there, and myself. It's great. It's always a fun event. Not too big, but again, it's just creating community and being able to see the customers every year, and then talking about not just watches but family, what they've been up to, how's work. It's just creating this awesome community.
Yeah, I agree. Doing that and then, trying to be profitable and not losing
Mhm.
$15,000 on a project is,
Yeah.
if you can get to the profitable
Hmm.
side, it would actually be nice.
Oh,
So
for
I'm getting a bunch of questions here. Let me see. I'm going to try to read between the lines on this one. Mitch is saying, can you talk about US build and coordinating and sourcing and time suck? So
sure. Yeah.
I think I'm very curious, and even if you read your, about us on your website, which I'll put at the end of this, I'll put a link to your website. But like,
Hmm.
I'm looking at the display case back on the Legacy, and I can tell like this is not what you normally see displayed on a microbrand, right?
Hmm.
It's a different color. You have a custom rotor with the Baltimore symbol on it and everything like that.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a lot more going on with this movement. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
explain that real quick.
Yeah. So the movement is from a company called Maryland Watchworks. They just started, what, 2 years ago, by a gentleman named Eugene Stolman. He is a watchmaker. He's certified in Omega. He was about to be certified in Rolex, but that was pre-COVID. And once COVID hit, they kind of stopped certifying people for Rolex. So he's waiting for that the next certification after that. But awesome guy. He does a lot of vintage pieces. He worked on a lot of Bortic. He's also the repair for a lot of other micro brands as well. But when he started, it was like the perfect time, because I was doing the assembly myself for my first two, and then that's kind of when the family started growing. Started having kids, so I didn't necessarily have the time to do all the assembly for 400, 500
Wait,
watches.
this whole time you've been putting the watches together?
The first two, the Founders and the Torch Diver.
I guess I didn't realize that. I thought you had them like assembled and shipped to you.
No, I did all that. It was it
That's
was
insane.
yeah, it was a lot. But I wanted to create something unique. But so once the kids came around, Eugene reached out, and then it was kind of perfect timing. And then we kind of brainstormed some ideas, and then we set out to create our own Maryland movement. And then all the components would go to Eugene at Maryland Watchworks, and then we would decorate, black it out, blued out screws, added additional oils to the jewels, regulate it to plus or minus 8 seconds, fully assembled, regulated in Maryland, which is really cool.
So by doing it that way, though, now it is, yes, parts are sourced throughout,
Hmm.
but it's modified and fully assembled
Yeah,
in Baltimore.
yeah, yeah.
So now it's technically you're contracting him to do it. So
Hmm.
now it's your movement.
Yeah, yeah,
So you've named it, right? It's the
yeah. I
MD1, I
call it
think.
the MD1.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So hopefully we have evolutions of the MD1. Eventually we'll have the MD2, MD3.
Okay.
But so far the MD1, it's a great movement. Super happy about it. Looks beautiful. It's just something super different than what's currently available on the market.
Yeah. And I mean, it's based on what, a
The
2824, I think
ETA
is.
2024.
Okay. Yeah, I can kind of see the architecture there, but it's better looking than a standard
Yeah,
2824. I'll
it
tell you
is.
that. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's great looking.
For sure. It's very Baltimorean.
Yeah. And then I love the push. You mentioned Vortec, and and talking to those guys, like I love the push towards whatever's economically possible to bring to the states is
Hmm.
happening right now.
Yeah,
We're like a part of history is happening right now,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're one of the driving factors in that, which is
Trying to. Yeah.
incredible. I think that's one reason why I think a lot of people can easily get behind the brand.
Hmm. Thanks.
I think we have a few more questions if you're okay with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Ask away.
because notice had another good question. Okay, last question. What's your favorite part about running a brand?
Honestly, it's just talking to the people. Uh, the events, hosting events, just getting those emails or getting the feedback from the customers saying they love the watch, or if they have some design ideas. The whole reason, yes, I'm obsessed with watches. We're all obsessed with watches, right? But one of the most, the best part of of running the brand is talking to people. Getting to know them, talking about watches. That's the whole reason why we started a watch brand, is talk about watches. Talk about our watches, talk about your watches, whatever you're wearing, and just again, like I kind of go back to this constantly. It's just creating this community of people that not only just love watches but love the brand, and it's just creating that family atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's just super fun.
And then behind the scenes, most people don't see this, but I love to see the brands talking to each other as well. So you guys
Mhm,
have like your own little community too. I mean, you
mhm.
have to,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you guys are all kind of working and doing very similar
mhm.
things and sourcing a lot of the from the same places and
Yeah,
everything. And it's a big network.
it is. So
It
that's
gives
I
you a little
mean,
bit of power.
again, that's another part of the brand. I mean, not just the your customers, but you're talking to other brands. I mean, there's some brands that feel like it's competition, but honestly, we're so small in comparison to the big world of watches. I mean, we have two wrists for a reason, right?
Yeah,
um, uh, so it's just creating that, the friendship, the bond between brand to brand, and then bouncing ideas, brainstorming, like what are they doing? What are you doing? What are your customers saying? Like when we had this article on Hodinkee a few years ago on our legacy line, but they're showcasing like the Raven watch, and then a whole bunch of brands would come up to us and say, "Hey, how was your purple watch? Should we do it?" I was like, "Yeah, do it." I mean, it's doing well for us. I mean, it makes sense for us to do it because of the Ravens, the Baltimore
right,
theme, but absolutely, I mean, people love the purple just because at that time it wasn't really out there. It was
right.
either too bright, too whimsical, and there wasn't really a nice rich dark purple out there. So now more and more purples are coming into the world, which is great. It's getting more color into the world, which is cool.
There's
um
something with the way you capture the colors, though, just the dial texture or something like that. That it has the perfect balance of not
mhm,
being, too flat or too shimmery or something though. Like so, the
yes.
orange looks great, the purple looks good, that blue one looks great that you
Mhm.
have on. So
Thanks. Yeah, for the legacy specifically, we did like the vertical brushing with a fume dial with most of them, not the blue one I'm wearing or the orange one you have, but it really captures various lighting depending on how the sun or any light hits it, which is really cool. It creates, variations of that specific hue of that color model. So really cool.
are you doing any other shows? That obviously you're doing other shows this year.
Mhm.
What shows are you doing this year?
Doing the let's see, Chicago wind up in July, the New York wind up in
So you're
October.
you're doing all three.
Yeah, hopefully I have some help.
Well, I told you I'd be there in
Yeah,
Chicago.
you would help
I'm
me
gonna
in
go to both of
Chicago.
them, but I don't know if I can commit to helping really. But
It's
I'll
okay.
definitely stop by and like if you need to go take a break or whoever's helping you needs to go take a break,
Uh-huh.
I can
Thanks.
fill in for like 15, 20 minutes
Yeah,
or whatever.
I appreciate that. I'll probably take that on from you too. But
Yeah, it'll be fun.
what else is there? There's another Microlux event in Austin. I believe that's maybe August or so.
Okay, you're going to that. Somebody in the chat actually
Um,
asked about that.
yes, I thought the Microlux in Chicago was,
You can
it
say it. You can say it. It's all right. It's a safe place. It was
was
a little weak.
it was definitely weak. This year, prior years, it was pretty good prior years. However, this past year it was really slow, really slow. And I was kicking myself. I was like, oh my god, I'm missing my family for this. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like,
That's bad.
so it was kind of a toss up. Um, But
Hopefully, Windup won't be like that. Like Windup was pretty good last year in
that's
Chicago,
what I
so hopefully,
hear.
yeah.
Yeah, I hear it could be busier than the San Francisco show, which could be cool.
I definitely didn't get that vibe
Wow.
when I was in Chicago. The San Francisco crushed it this year.
Yeah, it was
So,
busy. I
and
liked
then
it.
New
So
York will be like insane. So,
yeah, yeah, it's kinda I'm just be throwing watches at people. Um,
yeah, yeah, it'll be like the stock market, right? They'll make a
yeah,
run on you, and then you're
tickets,
like,
tickets.
yep, yep. That would be
But,
so good, right?
we're actually going to be hosting a few local events as well. I don't know if I told you, I purchased a, vintage Airstream. So kinda like how Oris has it, or, they do their tours. I
Mhm.
believe Jack Mason used to do it, um, based in Texas. But yeah, we purchased this Airstream. We're gonna do a whole bunch of, watch events, outdoor watch events, locally, as far south as Virginia, as far north as New York. I don't feel like
That's
driving too
awesome.
far. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a whole bunch of events, partnering with a couple of food trucks, having a nice outdoor event, closed off, added security, of course, and then just have a good time. So we're trying to do that. We're also going to partner with our retailers in Maryland and Pennsylvania, host some more watches and whiskey shows, have the Airstream out there. If anyone is local to us and wants to see the watches in person, I may come up with a suitcase of watches or just bring the entire Airstream and just come to the store. I'll just park the store right in front of your house or something and then just have a good time. Hold on, I can't hear you. One sec. Uh, are you muted? I can't hear you for some. I can't. I'm not hearing you right now. I can't hear you. I I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna come back.